The government is officially shut down. It is Wednesday, October 1st. The time is 6:18. Things might have changed by the time you see this, but let's get into the shutdown and how does the government get out of it? Well, starting with the government shutdown, this is all decided in the US Senate. 60 votes are needed in the Senate to pass a spending bill to avoid a government shutdown. They did not do that by the deadline. That is why we are in a shutdown. So here's what we know a little bit about why they cannot agree, the Democrats and Republicans. Democrats, what they want to see in the spending bill is kind of an overhaul of what we saw in the big, beautiful bill when it comes to Medicaid cuts. So they want to see an increase in funding for Medicaid. They also want to see an extension of healthcare subsidies under the Affordable Care Act. You might know this as Obamacare. And then on the other side of the aisle, Republicans, they don't want to do this. They want to go ahead and reopen the government with what they're calling a clean spending bill. And then they say, you know what? Let's take a look at these other policies down the road. Let's at least reopen the government. Democrats coming back and saying, no, we need these things now. And even if we want to do a stopgap measure, which means this would just extend the government to be open for another month or so in November, they still want to see those extensions for the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. They cannot agree. They have not reached the 60 vote threshold. Keep in mind, Republicans do have control of the Senate, but they don't have 60 Republican senators. They need 7 Democrats or independents to come on board with them. We did see at least 3 Democrats and, 2 Democrats and an independent vote with Republicans from these votes, but there were 2 votes today. Both of those did not go through. There was not enough to get support of the senators there. So, what we're hearing is that we might see the shutdown last for at least 3 days. When the senators return to do a vote, which could likely be Friday, perhaps there have been some negotiations. Maybe Republicans or Democrats can convince Republicans to do what they want to do, vice versa. We also know that the House could weigh in and put pressure on senators there. But while we are in this government shutdown, the last time we had a shutdown was back in 2018. It was 35 days, started in 2018, went to 2019, and a lot of federal workers were impacted. Several did not get paid. They had to wait until the government reopened to receive that back pay. Some essential services that we know will continue are Social Security payments, those will continue. Veterans, medical, and critical care, that will continue. The HHS says that FDA will respond to emergencies. Some of those staff will be a little tighter. We know that TSA staff, they could also see that their payments are paused. Some NASA staffers will see their payments paused. So that's just a little bit about what we know right now. We'll continue to monitor the situation until the government reopens.